In today's video, I am going to be breaking down what positionless basketball really is. Now, there's a reason why I'm wearing this Raptors shirt. It's because they picked Scottie Barnes the other day in the NBA draft, and you've been probably hearing a lot about positionless basketball, and you're probably trying to figure out what the heck it really is. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So I made a video about this a few years ago, however, now it's starting to take place, and that is positionless basketball. So first off, no matter what position you play, whether you're 7'2" or if you're 6 foot, it doesn't matter. You need to be able to handle this ball. You need to be able to keep it away from the defenders. You need to be able to run an offense. It doesn't matter what height you are, what position you are traditionally, you need to be able to run an offense. You need to be up top at the point, running an offense, being able to run something like a horns, getting that screen, using that screen, and hitting that roll man. You need to be able to do things like that. Now, to be able to practice stuff like that, it can be hard without a teammate or without a partner. However, if you've got a good trainer, he's going to be running you through some different screen and roll type of drills. Sometimes you'll hit him up with a pass, you'll run out to the corner, he'll pass it out back to you, and you'll be able to make yourself a shot. Things like this is what positional or positionless basketball really is. No matter what, if you're a 6 foot player, yes, you're going to be playing out on the perimeter, but also in the future, if you have a mismatch, you need to take your defender down into the low post as well. So the number one skill that would be needed for positionless basketball is going to be shooting. Shooting is going to be extremely important going into the future. We all know when it comes to true shooting percentage, that 3-point shot, if you're shooting over 35%, is a much higher percentage shot back there than if you were to go in and get a layup. Oddly enough, even though back in the 90s when I grew up, this was not even talked about. You wanted to get into the low post to score because it was classified as a higher percentage shot because you could get that and one opportunity. However, now when they've introduced true shooting percentage and there's teams that are really looking more and more at that stat, that 3-point shot, for example, James Harden, he takes a lot of those threes. It's actually a higher percentage shot. The number 2 skill you're going to need in positionless basketball is going to be ball handling. Because there's going to be more and more teams running 4-out and 5-out offenses, you're going to need to run more and more dribbling drills. Whether you're 7 feet tall, 6'5" or 6'2", doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if most of your life you've been down in the low post, you're going to need to know ball handling drills. Which means that you may be put into a situation, even if you are 7 feet tall, to handle the ball to get up the court in a press break or in a press defense. It doesn't really matter. You need to be able to handle the ball. Some simple stuff that you can do is just a quick zigzag through the legs drill. What does that do for you? Well, guess what? When you're crossing through your legs, that leg is defending that ball from anyone trying to reach in. It's a very simple move, very simple drill, but if you're 7 feet tall and you haven't really handled the ball yet, that's a good area to start. So this is essentially a warning to anyone who is younger or even older who is looking to take it to the next step, whether the next step be high school, college, university, or even the pros. You're going to need to know how to run every position. When you are learning your team's plays, don't just learn the plays that you are running for yourself, but also you may be put into a position in game that you may need to run a small forwards position in the play if you're a center. This way, now, even though you're not practicing it in practice, make sure to really pay attention to what all the other players are doing on your team for the practice, because now you're going to be able to essentially run any position, even if you haven't been practicing that position in team practices. The third skill you're going to need is something that Kai Soto is currently working on, and that is foot speed. We've all seen the comments online where Kai Soto needs to have faster feet. He needs to work on his foot speed. Well, guess what? If you're a center or a small forward or even a guard who has not the ability to blow by people with your first step, one of the quick, easy drills that you can do is just to find a line and essentially just do the scissors right across that line, staying on your toes, going all the way along that line, trying to go as fast as you can. That's a very super simple drill that you could do, and you can even incorporate a shot at the end where you can go along this line all the way along until you get to the end. As soon as you get to the end, you can do a quick jab, shot, and super simple, super easy And you don't need all that much. You don't need an agility ladder to do stuff like this. So there's 3 skills that you will need when it comes to positionless basketball. As we now know, there's going to be more and more teams, especially the Toronto Raptors, going towards this type of offense, this type of strategy. Will it be successful? I think it will be, mainly because we're seeing many teams having a lot of success, especially in the Olympics as well. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe. I'll see you guys again next time.